Why are you getting so upset? This is not about you.
Yes, it is. You are a human affront to all women, and I am a woman.
Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are tonight's entertainment.
Hey, all my worthy viewers and Fleming Film Show fanatics. It's me, JD, Justin Doyle, and the host of the Fleming Film Show.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Robbie Fleming, here to talk Marvel Cinematic Universe. England lost the fight. I don't want to talk about football films, but Black Widow came out. Let's talk about the MCU.
Yeah, it came out on Friday on Disney Plus and in theaters. Did you get a chance to check it out?
Yeah, I did. I saw it Friday.
And what'd you think?
I'd say out of my list, it's better than Captain Marvel, but not as good as Captain America: The First Avenger.
Okay. Yeah, it was a good origin movie for sure. Lots of action. Florence Pugh, goddamn delight. You know, she's so great. And I thought David Harbour seemed like he was having a really fun time. You know, the guy from Stranger Things.
Yes, I love David Harbour and Ray Winston as well.
Yeah, he played this sort of like campy 007 sort of villain, and I thought it worked really well.
A bit like Kenneth Branagh in Tenet.
Yes, exactly. And then yeah, so it was a good villain, and Florence Pugh was great. I didn't really care for Rachel Weisz too much in the movie. Normally, I really like her, but yeah, lots of action, lots of lights. I noticed that the director used a lot of lights. You know, whether it be lasers or like the light bugs, or you know, natural sky was really all lit up really nicely. And my favorite Black Widow performance from Scarlett Johansson for sure.
Yeah, I do like a lot of her performances in the MCU.
Yeah, this was my favorite. Did you watch all the way to the end of the end credits?
Yeah, I did. That was a good kind of setup for Hawkeye.
Yeah, and apparently that was supposed to be the first time that we saw Julia Louis-Dreyfus, but you know, she's in the Captain America Winter Soldier, or the TV show Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So that was obviously Black Widow was supposed to come out first, but it didn't because of the pandemic. And now I think it made like $80 million over the weekend. So that's pretty dang good. Seems like we're getting back to normal almost when it comes to movies, at least.
So China hopefully won't be number one then.
Oh, well, I know there's that Musan train movie, the Demon Slayer. I know that was a big one until A Quiet Place 2 came out and then took over. But yeah, great. So what we're going to do today is count down our top 5 favorite MCU movies in honor of Black Widow finally coming out. You know, she's that was her ninth appearance as Black Widow in movies, and I thought that was my favorite. But yeah, so are you ready to talk some MCU and get into our top 5?
Yes, and I'm going to kick things off with my number 5, Avengers Infinity War.
Ooh, already kicking it off with an Avengers movie. Okay. My number 5 is Spider-Man Homecoming. So you talk Infinity War.
So Infinity War is the third Avengers movie and the first Avengers film directed by the Russo brothers. This kind of makes Thanos more the main villain. Like, we've seen him in the shadows, but this is the first time we see him as the villain. And he's kind of the focus point of the film. All the Avengers are just trying to stop him. His goal is to get these Infinity Gems. He's already got one of them in the first as he appears on screen. After 5 minutes, he takes the second one, and there is no stopping him, no matter how hard they try. But luckily, Doctor Strange, he knows that there is one possibility to defeat Thanos, so they have to rely on that to save the day.
That movie is heartbreaking. It's really, really tough, but not as heartbreaking as Endgame, of course. That is the 19th release from the MCU universe, and yeah, like you said, the third Avengers movie. Awesome. What's so good about it? Above other movies, what do you think? Why is it coming in at number 5 for you?
The baddie wins.
You like it when the villain takes a win?
Well, it's the same with Empire Strikes Back. It's nice to see Darth Vader win for a change. You gotta let the bad guys win at least once.
Yeah, especially when it's in a franchise. You'll still get the opportunity to get back at them. Yeah, I like Infinity War. Let me see where I put that on my list overall. Yeah, I guess I liked Ultron a little bit better, but that's my 8th favorite overall is Infinity War. But yeah, good choice. So my number 5 is Spider-Man Homecoming. This movie came out in July of 2017, directed by John Watts. It's part of the Phase 3, the Phase 3 of the MC universe here. And it's our origin story for Tom Holland as Spider-Man. It's been done before. We've seen it a few times now, and this one just got it right. It's just so much fun. He's having fun, and I like him more than I like Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. And I just really enjoyed this movie, and he has a great supporting cast. Zendaya Zendaya's in it, and she's bae. So we love her over here at Worth the View Movies. But also, Marissa Tomei is great as Aunt May. And then let's not forget the villain, Michael Keaton. So much fun, just having a great time as the villain here. But then we also get to see, Gwyneth Paltrow's in it, and we get to see Iron Man. We get to see Robert Downey Jr. So it's good to see him in a movie. But it was just a ton of fun, and it was a really good, Spider-Man movie, but Marvel movie as well, and origin story. And let's see, that's the 16th installment into the MC universe.
I've ranked it 7 on my list.
Oh, so we're hitting our number 5s are close to, at least they're in our top 10s overall. Okay, do you have anything fun to say about Homecoming, or are you going to save it?
Yes, I am going to say a couple of things on Spider-Man Homecoming. It's my favorite Spider-Man film.
Yeah, totally. I really did like Far From Home. I thought that was a good one. But Homecoming is really what brought it. Him being in New York is exactly, the setting for a Spider-Man movie.
Definitely.
Cool. What's your number 4?
Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Very good choice. My number 4 is the last movie in Phase 1, and it's Marvel's The Avengers.
It's
Please talk.
It's called Avengers Assemble in my country.
Avengers Assemble?
Yeah, because there's a British series from the 60s called The Avengers, so I didn't want to get people confused.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's crazy. I didn't know that. There was a movie that came out in like 1999 called The Avengers with Uma Thurman, and
that film is what the British series is based off. No, the film's based off that British series.
Okay, that makes total sense. So yeah, that's the reason why they added the Marvels part to the beginning of it, because that movie came out in like 1999, and I've seen it, and it's not half bad. But talk Winter Soldier.
This is probably the equivalent of the Dark Knight to MCU films. It's so grounded, it's so realistic. I love the political thriller aspect. Normally not big on political films, but this one is an exception. And I like Hydra. They're really good villains that lurk in the shadows. I kind of like how it all connects. And Black Widow's in it, and she's awesome.
Yeah, you actually see her vest. She's wearing the vest that her sister gave her in that movie. So it all comes full circle. Okay. What else? I mean, this is where we meet the Winter Soldier, right?
Yes, Bucky, he's good, but I prefer Robert Redford because I thought he was brilliant as Alexander Pearson. He's probably one of the best villains of the MCU because this is what these Marvel films lack. They lack good villains, and Alexander Pierce is probably one of the best.
This is also Russo's brother movie.
Yes, this is their first Marvel film.
But you're second in your top 5.
Yeah.
Well, that one is higher on my list, so I'm going to save what I have to say about it. And I'll talk Marvel's The Avengers. I mean, what do we even need to say about it? It's one of the biggest movies, and that has brought together a huge franchise. I mean, that movie started. I mean, these movies that came before, all these origin story movies and Iron Man 2, the movies that came before were good. Iron Man's fantastic, but Marvel's The Avengers, once they all finally got together and we got to see them as a team and work as a crew, was phenomenal. I mean, this movie was huge when it came out, directed by Joss Whedon, came out in May of 2012, and it's just so damn fun. I mean, we see Hulk and Thor have a great time together. This is where Loki comes in as a great villain. We, just all the way to the end scene where they're fighting at Stark's, office and stuff is just so damn great. And it's a phenomenal film. I like it more than the other Avengers movies for sure. I think it just really was the staple and also the nail to just hit the head of the whole universe. This is what really made us all want to keep going and seeing all these movies. It's a great film.
Shane Joss Whedon made Justice League and then threw his career down the toilet.
Yeah. But thank you for this. Okay. What's your number 3? Or do
Before
you
I
have
get,
anything to say about the Avengers?
yeah, that's my 11th. I like it because it's the Avengers, but I think compared to now, the storyline could have been a lot better. They didn't really. It was more the Avengers you cared about than the story itself for me.
Yeah.
I love that shot where they all appear in before they're about to fight all the aliens.
Yeah. It's so cool. And they wreck that city. I mean, just so much damage. It's a cool poster. Hawkeye. It's a good film. Good film.
My third one has something in common with your T-shirt.
I know. I thought it to be fitting to wear this shirt on an MCU day.
Yeah, that is funny because the director of the sequel is the man who directed my number 3, and that's Guardians of the Galaxy.
James Gunn. Well, my number 3 is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. So I'll just piggyback on what you were talking about. Yeah, I'm not big into politics either, but that movie, the way that they made it fine, like it didn't bother me at all. It actually added more to the storyline. You're completely right. Robert Redford is so. I mean, he's one of our best, ever, and he's in an MCU movie. Come on, but the Winter Soldier, all the movies, not the show, is the best in my opinion character. I think he's the coolest. He doesn't speak much. He has an awesome arm, cool, rugged attitude, and he can kick some ass. So this is where we got to meet him for the first time, and I think Sebastian Stan's a good actor, and I think he plays this character really well. Not in the show, unfortunately. I thought the character really fell off, but I really, really, really love him in the movies, and for all the things you said, plus the Winter Soldier being the coolest character in all the movies, that is why it's my number 3.
I forgot to mention I like how this film introduces Falcon because I like Falcon as a character. I like how Anthony Mackie plays it.
Yes. And in the show, his character does get elevated. Unfortunately, Winter Soldiers did not, but Falcon did for sure.
Definitely.
All right. But please, talk Guardians.
I always knew this film was going to be a hit, and I'm glad it was, and I'm glad that it's the film that I'm kind of glad it's a film that most people from the MCU love. I mean, the characters, the soundtrack, the story, the dialogue, just perfect.
It was so Captain America: Winter Soldier came out in April of 2014. Guardians came out in August of 2014, and I believe that Guardians was even more anticipated than the Winter Soldier was, because everyone was like Guardians, Guardians, Guardians. I had no clue what a Guardian was, so I didn't know what we were getting into, but. Yeah, I mean, you're right. The music's phenomenal. James Gunn did a great job. And the sequel, also directed by James Gunn, it was pretty darn good. The sequel I have is like 10. So it's in my top 10 for sure. I really like the sequel as well. But yeah. It's
The
higher on my
only
list.
thing I prefer the sequel over is the villain. I think Kurt Russell is a much better villain than Lee Pace.
Really, my least favorite part of Volume 2 is Kurt Russell. I mean, that's the reason why it's not higher on my list, is because Kurt Russell, I just didn't care for his character too much. But anyway, my number 2 is Guardians of the Galaxy. So I'm going to talk more about how freaking awesome Guardians of the Galaxy is.
Nice.
What's your number 2?
Do you know that director I like from New Zealand, Taika Waititi?
Yeah.
It's his movie for Ragnarok.
Ooh, that's a fun one. Okay, so Guardians of the Galaxy, it's like the Avengers. They are the Avengers just in space. They are, it's a group of 5, characters. Some of them are mutants, some are trees, some's a raccoon. I mean, there's only one regular human that's a part of that group, and it's Chris Pratt. And what a freaking movie star. That guy came out and just blew this character. I mean, Star-Lord was something that is one of my favorite characters. He's so funny, so charismatic, badass. He doesn't really have any reason to be kick-ass. He doesn't have a suit. He's just kind of normal. He has the helmet, I guess. But he's just so badass, and I love him with Gamora. I think that's a great relationship. Drax, Batista, I'm a wrestling fan, so that was good to see him in a role like that. And Rocket Raccoon. I mean, Bradley Cooper does such a phenomenal job voicing that. And then, Vin Diesel getting all the money he's getting for saying I am Groot. But Groot's a damn good character, and everyone loves Groot, Baby Groot, and teenage Groot. He's one of the favorite characters, I believe, in that universe. But yeah, I love Guardians of the Galaxy. It's so rewatchable. All the reason why my movies are in the top 5 the way that they are, and most of the time I do pick up 5, is rewatchability, and those. My 5, in my opinion, have the most rewatchability, and they're just fun every single time that you watch them. But speaking of fun, your number 2, Thor Ragnarok, Taika Waititi, also played a character in that movie, and he's my favorite character in that movie, as the Rock guy.
Korg.
Yeah, Korg.
Every line of dialogue he says makes you laugh.
Yes. Winter Soldier was the 9th installment. Guardians of the Galaxy is the 10th installment into the MCU universe. And Thor Ragnarok is the 17th installment. But please, talk more about Ragnarok. Weird name.
So Taika Waititi comes into the picture, and he tries to make Thor more of his own film compared to the formulaic and Marvel movies that was damaged to For the Dark World. And he just makes it such a fun ride, because you have Loki, you have Hulk, you have Carl Urban, you have Jeff Goldblum, the coolest man in the world. You also have Tessa Thompson, who is one of my crushes. Korg, obviously. And let's not forget Kate Blanchett and Idris Elba. They were also great.
Yes, I was like, please don't forget Idris Elba, because he's so good. Yeah, and Kate Blanchett's such a cool villain. But memorable things in that movie is Taika Waititi as Korg, or whatever. But also the vibrancy of the movie. Everything is so vibrant, and the battle between Thor and Hulk. They have their face paint, and it's all vibrant. And then he has his thunder, or his lightning that comes down. It's just this vibrant light. Everything was really vibrant in that movie, and I really like that, because it's different than of course, Dark World. The second one was dark. But we don't need to talk about that movie. But yeah, Thor Ragnarok. By the way, it's number 9 on my list. It's so damn good, so much fun, and it's crazy how this is number 1 for a lot of people is Thor Ragnarok, but the third installment could be the best one. You know, I think it's arguably better than Thor, and definitely Thor: Dark World. But yeah, so much fun. Ragnarok. Talk about an anticipated movie that year, because Guardians of the Galaxy came out, Volume 2 came out May 5th of that year, Homecoming July, and then November, Thor Ragnarok. Homecoming was very highly anticipated. Of course, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, but I think Thor was the one that took it that year as far as like just people really excited and having it be their favorite film of the year was Ragnarok. So good choice.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Shall we talk number 1?
What's your number 1?
My number 1 is Captain America: Civil War.
Smart choice. Smart choice. I know it's a lot of people's number 1, but I've gone in a different direction. My number 1 is Avengers Endgame.
I knew it. Yeah. Well, we'll talk Endgame last. So Civil War is the first of Phase 3. It's the 6, 7, 8, 9, 13th movie in the MCU universe. Came out in May of 2016. And I mean, this is the Avengers. This is an Avengers movie. It is. You get all of the characters from all of the universes. You get Falcon, and you get the Winter Soldier. You get Black Widow, Iron Man, Spider-Man. This is where we get to see Spider-Man for the first time. This is when Tom Holland gets introduced into this franchise. And this scene alone with Captain America and the Winter Soldier fighting Iron Man is one of the greatest scenes, not only in Marvel, but in all of like cinematic history. It's so damn well put together and choreographed and visually stunning. This is directed by the Russo brothers. So we get that fun. We get the fanatics. They are fanatics just like we are. So we got the Civil War. This is the battle between Captain America's team and Iron Man's team, and it's justice or what's right. It's following the rules or it's breaking the rules. And we see a divide and we see sides. Who's alpha here? Is Iron Man or is it Captain America? It's just so damn good. I mean, I can't say enough about it. It's 2 Avengers movies put together, plus, introducing Spider-Man, and then them fighting each other. It's the best villain is your own team. I love it. Captain America: Civil War, my number 1.
I don't mind it. It's not my favorite. I think I've got it 12. Yeah, I just kind of wish there was something more dramatic in it. Just that one little bit, like maybe something dramatic happened or maybe a character died. But I was just looking for that one bit of drama, and like Iron Man should have been a bit more fair on the Winter Soldier. He was brainwashed. I'm pretty sure he regrets doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's a damn good film. But
It's still a good
speaking of
movie.
damn good, what did you say?
I said it's still a good movie.
Oh yeah. It's I'm not saddened by you having it 12th on yours. It's still a great film. But one that I have as my 6th, just missed the top 5, is your number 1, Avengers Endgame. Talk about drama and a character dying.
This
Plus-
is the Marvel movie I wanted.
Plus, it's the biggest movie ever. You know, I mean, Avatar came back and beat it, but I mean, it's one of the biggest movies ever. It's a huge, huge feat. But yeah, talk about it.
Well, it's got a story involving comedy, tragedy, sci-fi, drama, and time travel. After the adventures of Infinity War, Ant-Man comes back after being stuck in the quantum realm. He's trying to work out how time travel could work. He gets Hulk on it, he gets Iron Man on it. Thor's become an alcoholic, and he becomes fat. But Hulk's managed to improve himself. He's merged himself together. He's big, strong, and smart. And can talk.
That was so much fun. Thor being like fat and depressed. What a really cool, new way of bringing it. And it was like one of the beginning parts of the movie.
Korg, when he's playing Fortnite, that's hilarious.
Yes, Korg coming back is so great. So this is now the 22nd installment into the MCU, and it's the last Avengers movie. And when I was sitting in that theater and Iron Man dies, I could not help. The tears just flew out. There was nothing I can do about it. They came down. I mean, that's what that movie and that entire franchise meant to me as a movie lover, is this movie. You get everyone is in it. All the characters we've seen from day one. But not only that, we lose Black Widow. We lose Black Widow in this movie. It should have been Hawkeye, but we lost Black Widow. And 2 years later, Black Widow gets her origin story movie, which is what we saw this past weekend, and which is why we were doing this list. But yeah, Avengers Endgame is a damn near perfect film. It is a really, really good film. But if it weren't for the 21 movies that came before it, it would mean nothing.
Yes.
So it's a really, really good film. And also directed by the Russo brothers, your favorite.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's so good. And you got your drama, which is what was missing from Civil War. And yeah, we lost some good people in that. And our emotions were going everywhere because the snap had happened. Half of our team is gone. Half of the people that we love, all the characters we love, were gone. And we needed something to lift us up. And this movie lifted us up and dragged us down, and lifted us up and dragged us down. And I mean, it's a damn good film. Good choice. But I think that would be a lot of people's number one as well, because that's like a lot of people's favorite movie ever.
Definitely. Out of the new Marvel film coming out, which one you most looking forward to?
So we still have 3 movies that come out this year. We have Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings comes out in September. Eternals comes out in November with Chloe Zhao directing. And then Spider-Man No Way Home comes out in December. So we have 3 movies. I'm really excited for this Shang-Chi one because I don't know anything about it. Like, I don't have any clue. Eternals, same thing. I don't know what that is.
I don't
But I know that.
them too either, so it's going to be fun to see what they're like.
Yeah. But what I do know about Eternals is that Chloe Zhao, Academy Award winner, is directing the movie. And I saw a photo of Angelina Jolie. So she's in that movie. So that's 2 pluses. Really excited. I think Eternals is the one I'm most excited for. Spider-Man, of course, Zendaya's bae. And we love her. So What about you? What are you most excited for?
This year,
Shang-Chi.
definitely Spider-Man this year.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But next year, it's Doctor Strange too, because I want to see what they do with the multiverse.
Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Thor: Love and Thunder, and Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Oh, and the Marvels. I don't even know what that is. Dang,
It's
4 movies.
it's a sequel to Captain Marvel.
Ah, gotcha. And then after that is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania in 2023. Also, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Looking forward to that too.
Yeah. And of course, on Disney Plus, there's WandaVision, there's Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Loki. Those are all Marvel shows that you can see that are all part of Phase 4. That is also Black Widow is also part of Phase 4 of the MCU universe. Great. That was a lot of fun. I just want to bring up, so Kevin Feige is the producer for all these movies.
He's the brains behind this universe.
Every single one. His net worth is $200 million. Good for him. But yeah, should we list our top 5?
Yes.
Down.
Go
All
for
right,
it. My number 5 is Avengers: Infinity War.
And mine is Spider-Man: Homecoming.
My number 4 is Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
My number 4 is Marvel's The Avengers.
My number 3 is Guardians of the Galaxy.
My number 3 is Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
My number 2 is Thor: Ragnarok.
My number 2 is Guardians of the Galaxy.
And my number 1 is Avengers: Endgame.
And my number 1 is Captain America: Civil War. Boom! Nice. Have you been watching the Disney Plus shows?
Yes, I'm looking forward to the finale of Loki.
There's only one more episode left, huh?
Yep.
Great. Yeah. It's been fine. None of them have made me happy. I'm glad Black Widow made me happy, because the shows aren't really doing it for me.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in the future.
Yeah. But yes, we have 3 more movies to look forward to this year for MCU, and who knows, maybe one of those will crack our top 5. Maybe we'll have to revisit this list in a year or so.
Definitely.
Cool. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. Anything else about the MCU you want to say before we close this puppy out?
Yes, I do actually. That shot in Endgame with all the women, that was awesome.
Yeah. It really showed that they care about all their characters. It doesn't matter female or whatever. I'm glad that they showcased that, because you had the ladies of Wakanda there, plus Black Widow and Wanda. So many good characters and ones that need to be showcased. So I'm glad that they did that. That was really, really powerful. I wanted to mention during Ragnarok how cool it was that Matt Damon is in that movie as playing Loki. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's back for Love and Thunder, playing the actor playing Loki again.
Yay! Matt Damon's doing pretty well. He's going to be in a movie called Stillwater this year, and then also he made it's a spoiler to know, but he's in a movie that just recently came out on one of the streaming services. So if you've seen it, you know. If you haven't seen it, it's a spoiler. So just watch movies. Awesome, great. Well, what's next week? What's next time? Oh, next time on the show is our top 5 favorite movies of the year so far, since it's the middle of the year.
Yes. Obviously, there might be a little bit of confusion because of release dates. Obviously, are different in your country compared to mine. But we'll try it. But I'll try and work out something.
Yeah. And we can discuss it, of course. I'm really throwing in a lot of movies that have come out this year because I really want, like, I've been looking at other people's lists and seeing what they're liking, just in case, because, my top 5 is fine, but, like, I'm sure there's a couple other movies that might sneak in, so I'm excited. Do you already have some tops? I think I know one of your favorites, but do you already have a top 5, or do you need to think about it and watch a couple more?
I've been keeping a list of every movie I've watched that's released this year so far.
Oh, cool. How many have you seen in 2021?
I've seen over 30 now.
30. Yee. Let's see. Of 2021, I've seen 80, 91 2021 movies. But I don't. What's that?
I got some catching up to do.
Well, yeah, I like to watch newer movies more than older ones. Anyways, you watch a lot of older ones.
Yeah.
So cool. Sorry, my Siri is going off for some reason over here, and it's a guy. What? Sweet. All right. Well, cool. Find me on Worth View Movies and all the things, and go listen to the Pawn Theater. This week we talked Black Widow, we talked The Purge Forever, The Forever Purge, and we also talked Monsters at Work, the new Disney Plus show, and then they talked about the Resident Evil Netflix series. So that's what we talked about this week, and next week is Space Jam, The New Legacy.
Nice. Check out my website, Robbie Reviews, for daily reviews every day. We're halfway through Harry Potter month. I think the next one's Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Harry Potter. Cool. All right. Well, thanks to all the listeners and viewers and Patreon members that support Rob so we can watch all these cool flicks.
Yes, thank you to the patrons, Ben, Sean, and the commentary filmmakers. Thank you, Justin, for doing this with me again, and thank you guys for listening. Make sure you give this episode a like. Subscribe to me if you haven't, and let me know your favourite MCU film in the comments down below.
Yes, we wanted to hear it. Please comment with your favorite. Yeah, great. And until next time.
Until next time. Bye-bye, Justin.
All right.